Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is Beth Demmon here on behalf of the San Diego Brewers Guild for our weekly Happy Hour at Home Instagram live stream where we check in with a number of different breweries and beer-related businesses here in San Diego. If you are just joining us for the first time, I am Beth Demmon. I am a local freelance beer writer and journalist covering the San Diego craft beer scene and beyond. But we have a great show lined up for you today. We've got Hoppy Beer Hoppy Life, a great local beer like merchandiser and design group. Then we're going to hop over to San Marcos based Stave Nail to talk about their upcoming dinner that they're going to be doing this Saturday, I believe. Double check me on that by staying tuned. Then we're going to take it to North Park where Fall Brewing is going to check in with us about their 6th anniversary and everything else that they're doing this season. And then we're going to wrap things up with our the lager legends over at Eppig Brewing to talk about their anniversary as well. But Beer Week, unfortunately, is over for the year. We're hoping that 2021 is obviously going to be a little bit more in person than it was this year, which it was not at all. But something to be thankful for. Sierra Nevada Celebration is out, so I'm pretty thankful for that. If we're getting a head start on our things that we're grateful for Thanksgiving. But normally at this point we would be doing a guided tasting, and I am just not going to drink a beer today, which I know is kind of like sacrilegious for a beer live stream and discussion like this. But I have been troubleshooting computer problems for the better part of 2 days, and I kind of need to have my wits about me because it's turned out to be a bit more of a clusterfuck than I expected. But I think the next beer that I'm going to open is this insane collaboration that I do have a couple 4-packs of from AleSmith and Weathered Souls in San Antonio. That is a, what's it called? Diego Antonio. I might have been drinking that last week, but I also, obviously it's just an amazing West Coast IPA, but I also have a little bit of a higher ABV AleSmith collaboration that they did with Ommegang over in Cooperstown, New York, where they did a mix of a quad from Ommegang, because that's their things. They do Belgian beers. And AleSmith did Speedway Stout, so an Imperial Stout. And they did an East versus West, where they switched the base beer for each. And I think one is a little over 11%, and one is similar to that, maybe a little bit less. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I was I need to have my wits about me, so maybe I'll just hang on for that when I'm ready to kick back and relax and not spill a beer on my new laptop that I'm trying to set up. But anyway, a couple things before we bring on the first guest. I did say that next week I was going to be in the Grand Canyon, so we weren't going to be doing a live stream next week. So bad news is I am not going to the Grand Canyon anymore because it seems like things are pretty dire right now, so I'm just gonna not go anywhere. That just seems like the safe and responsible thing to do. And I mean, I'm sure it's very majestic, but I don't think it's worth dying for or having anybody else die for. So I'm just going to kick it, stay home, stay Thanksgiving at home. But also bad news, we're still not going to do the live stream next week because I'm just going to take a break. We're just going to take next week off because we've been doing this for 30 some odd weeks. And yeah, I'm just going to take a break. So we will resume on December, what is it? I'm going to look at my calendar. December 2nd. So sorry that we're not going to do it next week, but please do check back in December 2nd. We will be resuming this, which we've been doing every single week since March. But if you are staying in town in San Diego for Thanksgiving, like I am now, so I'm going to have to start making my plans, there are a ton of local restaurants that are doing really, really great sounding Thanksgiving Day packages for takeout. I will be looking into them. I hope you are too if you just don't feel like cooking. I even think that Small Bar is doing a turkey takeaway thing. So, yeah, stay safe, stay home, stay healthy, have some turkey. Sounds like a good plan. So, after Thanksgiving, we are, nationwide, it's Small Business Saturday, excuse me, that's totally wrong. It's Small Brewery Sunday. I guess it's the second year that the BA is doing this. And I definitely think that this is a great year. I mean, obviously it's a great year to do it every year, but this year I read something that it was like Amazon has made something like 30% more in profits than they did the year before, which is, billions and billions of dollars. And meanwhile, local businesses are closing out the yin yang. So, every other day a small business is closing. So I would say, yeah, small brewery Sunday, small business Saturday, all of these small business promotions, I really, really encourage people to take advantage of those, especially, the local independent craft beer scene, because you buying a 6-pack or, a 4-pack or something like that, a mixed variety pack, it really might make the difference between somebody being able to keep their doors open or not. And Amazon, they've got $1 billion, like they don't care. So maybe just maybe just go shopping IRL. That would probably be really helpful for all of us. But I'm sure that the Brewers Guild will be putting out information about obviously they've been keeping up with the pandemic the entire time and how we can support breweries, beer-related businesses, restaurants that are our friends in the beer industry. So be sure to check out sdbeer.com. That is the San Diego Brewers Guild website for the latest information about, red tier to purple tier and what that means and what we can do. And it sounds like there might be a curfew happening for places to have to close early, even if you're operating outside and with food and stuff like that. So if you want the most up-to-date information for San Diego specifically, because it is typically county by county, we saw that Los Angeles had different restrictions from San Diego, from Orange County, etc. For the most up-to-date information about everything that's changing here in San Diego, please do go to sdbeer.com. We have resources for brewery owners, for employees, for consumers, for anybody who's participating in any capacity in San Diego craft beer. So please do let us know if we are missing anything. You can shoot us an email at info@sdbeer.com. I'm loving that everybody is already starting to interact with both myself and with each other on the comments below. This is, as always, interactive. If you have a question, comment, observation, or just compliment, feel free to put it on there at any point during the show. It can be either for me or for any of the guests that I'm talking to. So bring it on. But as far as if anybody is watching from outside San Diego, which typically there are a couple who are joining us, which is always great, and we love everybody who's participating in the craft beer scene across the country, state, region, everywhere. Please do go to brewersassociation.org. They are keeping track of a slightly wider range of regulatory things that are changing, state to state or region to region or whatever. So yeah, if you're looking for San Diego information, you can go to sdbeer.com. If you're looking for nationwide information, brewersassociation.org, or just California information, you can go to californiacraftbeer.com. That is the CCBA. So anyway, without any further ado, it looks like I'm about 1 minute early. I'm kind of iffy on getting it, exactly right. Let me see if Hoppy Beer Hoppy Life is on. It looks like they are, so I'm going to add you just quick. This is why I ask people to be here like a minute or two. So, early. Hello!
What's up, Beth?
Hey,
hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for being super prompt. This is why I was like, I can usually get it to the minute, but sometimes it's just easier if people are ready, and I've just been monologuing and run out of stuff.
Yeah, that was perfect timing.
Awesome. Well, why don't you do a quick intro for people who are watching who know you?
Awesome. My name is Fede from Hoppy Beer Hoppy Life, a little brand I started about 8.5 years ago or so.
Yeah.
And stoked to still be here during this crazy time.
Yeah, so I was, I like to have some notes prepared for the people I'm talking to before this, and I saw that you had started in 2012, and I was like, damn, has it really?
I know, time flies. It's so quick.
Totally. So talk to me a little bit about why and how you started the brand.
It all started with the little idea on a sticky note.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the original logo, the original design that I created. And I just passed it around after maybe months of it just sitting there on my desk. I showed it to a bunch of friends, and then I just said or asked them, "What do you guys think? I'm gonna make shirts, hats, and glasses, and whatever else I can figure out to put it on." And then the feedback was like, "Yeah, you should try it. You should do it." And then started with the little tiny order, and then as soon as I sold out, I ordered more, and then more designs started popping up, and just kept repeating that process.
Were you
Yeah.
doing design before that, or was this kind of your first
Um,
foray?
no, I've been a designer really since I was a little kid,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
I did go to school for it. Um, and yeah, I was at a job at a casino doing design work, and that's where the idea popped up, and just drew it on a sticky note, and I'm glad I tried it.
Well, all the best ideas come from sticky notes. I can definitely. But so what was your entrance into beer? Like, how did you end up melding those two passions?
Uh, Beer for me, it started when I was in college. I think it was my first year, and this was in Tucson, in Arizona.
Hmm.
And I had a friend that was a home brewer, and he introduced me to home brewing. And then he also introduced me to all these beers that weren't the normal, you know? Like
Hmm.
every time we went out to a bar and we hung out, he would basically tell me what to order.
Hmm.
And from there, it was just like, it was just a lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. What were some of those first beers that you had that kind of got you hooked at the very beginning? Because I bet it wasn't. I mean, no, I'm sure your
I,
friend was a great home brewer, but homebrew,
right, right.
like,
Very boozy stuff is what he was home brewing.
yeah,
Very strong, very hoppy too. Before uh, strong and hoppy was anything, you know.
right,
But probably the first, uh, I want to say it must have been Samuel Smith.
sure.
Yeah, I think
So,
that was my first like introduction to what do you call it? An indie beer.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So malty. So you weren't a hophead from the start.
No, no.
Did that happen? And when you left Arizona and came to California, or what?
No, it started in Arizona, but when I got here, I'm not sure exactly what year it was. I think it was 97.
Mm-hmm.
I could be off by a year or two, but another friend um, that was visiting me here in San Diego introduced me to like the four main spots, you know, Ballast and Pizza Board and Carl Strauss. And every time you would visit, that's what we would do. We would go to
Yeah.
all the spots.
Well,
Yeah,
back then that was literally all the spots. Like that
yeah.
was,
There was like four or five.
yeah, yeah.
I
But
think Gordon Beards was the latest greatest at that time. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Stone, yeah, it was a year after that or so.
Right, right.
That's wild. That's wild. So, well, talk to me a little bit about how things have gone for you this year, because obviously being a design company and like a merch company, you haven't had to deal with opening, closing, et cetera, et cetera. But how
Right, right.
how have things gone for you? How have they changed for you?
The biggest hit for us was beer festivals.
Yeah.
So that was the main, what do you call it? The main way to get income.
Right. Yeah.
And as soon as that went away, everything like went down pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so right now it's online sales only,
Mm-hmm.
and we're down to maybe 50% of what we were doing last year.
Were you doing online sales before, or it was
Yeah,
literally in person?
yeah, I was online
Yeah.
mostly. Yeah,
But I mean, it was because I've seen you at a lot of beer events, and not even just festivals, but like Mujeres meetings and stuff like where
right, right.
that
Yeah,
connect, that
we
talking.
would get out a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
So this year, that's another thing that changed. We haven't been to as many places, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, we try, but at the same time, we try to be really safe.
yeah.
Like we try to spread it. We're not out every day. we're out maybe every 3 days, you know?
Well, and even then, it's just the people aren't there. You know, it's not 100 people on a patio anymore.
Right.
It's 5 people at best, or you know, whatever. So that totally makes sense. But I mean, so are things rolling a little bit? I mean, do you guys have some stuff planned for the holidays, like any packaging, things like that, or just kind of business as usual?
Business as usual. I just released a couple of new hats, a jacket that's right here behind me.
Oh yeah, let's take a look. Let's
Yeah.
see some of
So
the
that's the new hat.
nice,
This one too, and then the jacket.
nice. And
Is
you guys.
that's pretty much going to be it for the holiday season. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you post a lot on Instagram because obviously it's super visual. Like that's
Right,
probably
right.
for you. But I mean, I'm assuming the website, it's just that's probably where people place the orders. But it
Right.
seems the way you're able to interact with people is still via social media.
Yeah, it's all social media, mostly Instagram, a little bit of Facebook, but not really. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
Instagram works great.
So, how can the beer community support you right now? Like, what's the best way for us to be able to make sure that you stay afloat, you make it to 2021, 2022, et cetera, et
Right.
cetera?
Mostly just go online and use the code SD Beer, and that saves you some money. I want to say it's 15% off. Yeah, and if you live here, if you're in San Diego, you can always just hit me up, and I can go drop off your order. We can go grab a beer. Yeah, we'll wear masks and stay 6 feet apart.
So are you open to getting in touch with other breweries or having breweries get in touch with you to set up a booth and set up stuff like that? Because, you know, Estella just commented, she said, set up at Mujeres anytime.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
I mean,
yeah,
so that's
for sure. That's always a thing. But right now I don't really want to, I don't know, add to the crowds.
right.
Yeah. And I think I'd rather, whoever's at the brewery support the brewery instead of me.
Well, then don't give out coupon codes anymore. Be like, people, you got to pay full price. Like, keep me alive.
I like to help out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what are some of the things that I mean, have you got anything planned for, you know, Thanksgiving, the holidays, just personally? Like, are there any places that you're feeling comfortable going to now, or are you still sticking close to just like takeout and sticking close to home?
Yeah, mostly staying close to home. I've been going to like Pizza Porto B a bunch. We're definitely not going to be traveling this holiday season. I think we're going to stay here.
Yeah.
Who else? The new tap room off of El Cajon. I'm loving all the collaboration beers they got, so I'll probably be there a bunch.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, original 40 with Cosimo and Jacob or Jacobo. I want to see and go experience their beers again. That should be pretty awesome. Yeah,
I was pretty psyched when Taproom had Cosmo's old, Ashes from the Grave.
Yes, that was so good.
Oh man, I got it like that day. I was like, is it on? Like, I got to get my crowler. So I'm like, now I'm thinking about it. I was like, man, I ran through those crowlers pretty quick. I should probably, thanks for reminding me. That's a good idea.
It's a great beer. Yeah.
Man, it is so good. And we're, obviously so happy to have Cosmo back. Yeah, sweet Georgia Brown. I agree, Chris. We should bring back sweet Georgia Brown. Let's just bring back all the monkey paw beers. Like, let's just Kong. I've talked a lot about how Kong was the best barley wine in San Diego for a long time. So I like where his head's at. Well, where can people follow you on social media? I mean, obviously, I'm assuming it's just this Instagram account, and then the website where people can place those orders.
Right. So everything is hoppybeerhoppylife.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for checking in with us. Good luck.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good rest of your day, season, and hopefully finish 2020 out strong.
You too.
All right. Cheers.
All right. See you guys.
All right. Hoppy Beer Hoppy Life. Check them out, and if you are able to, maybe don't use the code that he tossed out. But if that means the difference of you making a purchase or not, then feel free to do that. But that would be great to support one of those local independently owned small businesses, especially this holiday season. So we're gonna keep things going with Stave Nail, who just sent me a request to be on the video. I love it. You're on top of it. Let's do it. I accept. All right, we're gonna talk about dinner and beer. Maybe we are. Sorry, I have weird lighting. I'm not used to the sun setting and having to turn on a light. Maybe not. Connecting. Bueller. I'm gonna cancel it, and I'm gonna ask for you. We got too excited. The Instagram is working against us. That's all right. We'll get it done. There we go. Nailed it.
Second time's the charm there.
There you go. Instagram, they're trying to keep us, star-crossed lovers apart, but it can never do it. So
hold us down. Get out of here.
Get out of here. What's up? So quick intro, who you are and where you are.
Cool. Yeah, so my name is Justin. I wish I was just the head blender of Stave Nail, but I'm kind of like everything at Stave Nail, so janitor included. You guys know the deal. But yeah, we've been around for a year and a half, and actually currently I also teach a class through Miracosta for brewing. So I'm at the campus here in Oceanside. So
how are you handling classes right now?
You know what? It's actually pretty cool. So we just split everybody. It is a class of 15. So this is through Miracosta. It's called the Technical Career Institute. So the Brew Tech program specifically. So we're trying to train people to be entry-level brewers at at Stone and Ballast Point and San Diego and really the nation as much as we can. So yeah. But anyway, so last cohort we had 15 students. We would have everybody come here. We basically switched over to all of our lectures being done online. So it makes it a lot easier because we just record. They can spend as much time as they want on the material, take the test throughout the week, and then we'll meet up 3 to 4 times a week and do the. So we have a little one-barrel brew house that we teach. We do cellar transfers, and that's all done on campus. So, but we split that up into groups of 5. So the class is kind of split in 3 at this point.
Sweet. Are you teaching them just to do sour stuff, or is it like?
Honestly, kettle sour is the most sour we get over here. It's regular beer, I guess. I wish we could do more barrel stuff. I do have a nice barrel aged lecture. It is pretty cool.
That is cool. And I'm like, I just heard my computer ding. I got to put that little thing on mute. But well, so Stave Nail, I mean, yeah, that's sour ales, that's wild ales. Talk to me a little bit about kind of the brewing direction or vision over there.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, at our heart, definitely sour and wild ales. I kind of, that was what I was doing in my previous gig. I was a regular brewer and then was able to, so at Rip Current, I was able to kind of start their sour program off. And that was really just for me getting into sours. Realized that production brewing is not my bag really, and I really just wanted to be in the cellar all the time. I think that's a kind of common story for a lot of the sour beer producers.
Yep.
So at Stave Nail, that was our main focus, and we were only going to make sours initially, and then just my mind kind of got into like, well, what if I just got a couple of tanks and I could just do a couple hazies, and that kind of took it, got us into where we are now, to where by volume we do probably 50-50 between sour and clean beer. So lagers, stouts, hazy IPAs mainly, but I'm not opposed to doing basically any style. It just depends. So by volume we're doing that. By sales we sell more just because the price point on the sours is a little bit higher. So yeah, we're, barrel aged focused, sour focused. We're doing things, I believe, the right way. So, lots of long-term aging, 1 to 3 years. We're going to really step up our spontaneous program this year, which I'm pretty excited. So we're building a little trailer to tow behind my truck and take out to places. And we're going to hopefully do some campouts this winter. So it's fun. It's been fun.
Heck yeah, I wouldn't have thought it was 50-50. I mean, that's surprising. But it's funny when it's like, oh, we're all sours and we're going to try the hazies. And I'm like, that is literally the opposite of like everybody else.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's, yeah. So yeah, I saw that you guys just released a Creek.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you ever done Glue Creek? Because I am obsessed with it.
What is it?
Glue Creek, like Mulled Creek.
No.
Like it's
no.
hot.
I didn't even know that.
I'm just so excited about it. I had it at Cascade years ago, and it's like a hot mulled creek, and they back sweeten it, and they've got all the spices and stuff like that, and they sent me the recipe so I can do it at home, like in my crock pot or whatever. It's really just like back sweetening creek and.
But is it served warm?
It's hot, yeah, served hot.
Yeah. I've heard about this on the Sour Hour.
Yeah.
Not Creek specifically, but that's super interesting. I'm not opposed to trying that.
Look into it. I won't take credit for Mediocrity Mead doing a Glue Mead last year, or a Glemet.
Yeah.
But I definitely went up there and like wouldn't shut up about it, and was just like, thank you for doing this. But yeah, just something to kick around the old upstairs idea.
Hey, I'm always down for new stuff. So.
Big fan. There's not enough hot beer in the world, so
Well, maybe.
If I can't convince enough people to do smoked beer, so I think that my campaign for Glue Creek is probably
okay. Now you're being outlandish. Smoked beer.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go have a Pilsner later. Like, it's totally fine. I'm a normal beer drinker, I swear. But let's talk about the dinner you guys have coming up.
Sure. Yeah. So this is, sorry, I'm getting a text message here. Okay. This is something we're super stoked on. So we launched this catering company basically when all this pandemic stuff happened. And, had to jump through some hoops to launch it. Technically it's my brothers, because they've got some, I'm not gonna say weird laws, but they've got some stipulations. So I can't own both, yada, yada, yada. We launched this catering company, kind of just messing around. Also, like, if we're going to have a food vendor every time and it's required, I kind of want a little more control over it. They're showing up late. I mean, not every food vendor. I get awesome food vendors, but I had a couple that were like, I just don't want to deal with this anymore. So we launched that. It's been going really well, and we're super proud. We launched brunch. We've launched, everything's kind of just now starting to come into place. And we just, hey, like beer dinner, that's what I love beer dinners. I think they can be fantastic. We started kind of floating around some ideas of how to execute. So this Saturday is our first beer dinner. We just on Monday did with the whole staff, finally got together, did every dish, which I had been kind of plotting, put every dish together, did all the beer pairings. We're super excited about it. So we still have a couple tickets left. I think we've got like 2 for the late session and maybe a handful maybe on the first session. So still a few tickets left, and we're stoked.
So it's on site. It's at, I believe you said 3:30 and 6 on this Saturday, the 21st. Am I right?
21st. Candace is going to kill me if I get this wrong. 21st.
Awesome. Well, can you give us a little bit of a hint on some of the beers?
I'll tell you. The beers, there's 2 per session, so that'd be a little bit harder for me to go into. But I'll tell you all the food courses. Course 1 is going to be a seared ahi carpaccio. So that's like a thinly sliced. I love carpaccio. It's thinly sliced. It's got a nice lemon caper dressing. Course 2 is going to be an heirloom tomato salad with a honey or cranberry goat cheese. We'll see what we can find the day of. We'll go shopping for goat cheese.
Win-win.
Course 3, you get a choice of a braised beef short rib or a pan-seared halibut. And then the 4th course is dessert, and that's going to be it's a real beer float that is built to be like a s'more. So think graham cracker, think toasted, handmade marshmallow. So we're stoked. We're taking it serious. We're gonna.
Yeah. That's exciting to me.
Yeah, we're working over here.
You're working. I love it. Well, I wish we could talk about this all day, so I will just leave you with this. Glue Creek. Look into it. Get back to me.
Okay. I'll tell you next time how it was.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great beer dinner on Saturday, and I'm sure we'll be checking in with you again.
Thank you. It was nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you too. Cheers. All right. I am starving now. That really sounds like a super beer dinner. I love the idea of a beer float. I am obsessed with the ones at Pizza Port where you can do like the little bacon and eggs with ice cream. Oh, it's just so much fun. So anyway, I'll shut up about it, but I'm excited about that. We are going to bring on Fall if they are here, which I actually don't. Oh, Larry, I think you're on here, but you might be on your computer. I need you to get on the phone so that I can add you to this. If you're on a desktop, I cannot. So we will just take a look and see how that will work. But yeah, so just log off, log back on with a mobile phone. But in the meantime, one thing that I'm excited about is a little bit of a celestial event that's coming up. It's not beer related, but sure, you can drink beer. On the 21st of December, but I'm going to save that because it looks like Larry came back on. So let me take a look. It says you're unable to join. Yeah, I'm not sure why. If you, oh, you said okay. Yeah, pop off, get on your phone, pop back on. We'll chat. We'll check in with the folks at Fall. But okay. Anyway, the great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn is happening on December 21st. This only happens every 20 years, and it will be the closest Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in since the year 1623 CE. So anyway, something to think about if you are an astronomy nerd. But I will shut up about that. We will talk to Larry from Fall anyway, because he's ready to go. I love that. I love that about Larry. He's ready to go. There we go. What's up?
Hello.
Wait, are you, so I'm assuming you're at the brewery right now.
No, I'm at my brewery.
Oh, is this like your Eppig garage?
That's yes, the man beer cave.
That's excellent. Well, it sounds like based on the comments, pretty much everybody knows who you are, but why don't you just do a quick intro just to cover our bases?
Hi, Larry Manasseh Canyon, sales manager, and I call myself Swiss Army Knife at Fall Brewing Company. You know, if Dave, the owner, or anybody needs something done, if they ask me, I try my best.
Well, every brewery needs a Swiss Army knife, but I mean, I feel like we could just say every brewery needs a Larry.
Yeah, if I had to say, we have a great team. We're all multi-talented. If there's something that needs to get done, I think one of us can figure out. But I mean, for me to just say like, oh, I just run around and sell kegs, it seems like that's not just my job.
Right.
Sometimes.
Right. Well, you guys just celebrated 6 years.
Yes, we just celebrated 6 years.
Oh, talk to me about that beer.
So yeah, I think Saturday was our official anniversary. Because of the pandemic, we're a little bit bummed. We normally like to make a big thing of our anniversary. We've done a couple of Casbah takeovers, and we've done some big releases and events and shows and stuff at our place. And this year was just kind of like wah wah. Yeah. But we did come out with an amazing beer. I don't know if you're like me, you're a huge fan of Schwartz beer. I mean, it's just a style that I love. It's also a style that's really close to Fall's heart, considering that one of the only major medals that we really have and ever really cared about was we did win a barrel-aged medal at the World Beer Cup for a barrel-aged Schwartz beer with Jinx Remover.
Oh, yeah.
So Schwartz has always been something close to our hearts. We also did a collab with Cosmo back in the day, with Mittens. So this is kind of carrying the lineage of black lagers for Fall Brewing Company. This beer is 4.7%. Lots of Vienna and Munich, nice malt character in there. Little Carafa 3 to darken it up. It is about as traditional German style Schwartz as you can get. It's just very clean. It's a dry beer, but it almost wants to be malty up front. But I'm drinking a lot of this lately.
Well, I mean, I love me a good Kostritzer, but like if I can get one that's fresh as fuck, then I'm trying to do that instead for sure.
Well, it was released 4 days ago. So that's about as fresh you're gonna get it.
Well, yeah, I
And
know. I was taking a look at the fall Instagram and just like some of the beers you guys have released, and they've been like kind of old school. Like you've had some kettle sours and hazy, sure, but then there was like the black lager and like an amber ale. I'm like, what is going on? We're just like, going back in time, and I'm loving it.
well, I mean, look, we've always done Devil's Right Hand for quite a while, which is our amber lager. Prior to that, we did Beer Named Sue. We've always tried to keep Speedo's Tiki Love God, which is kind of an English brown ale. We try to keep these styles in our lineup because we love them and we know that they fill a need in the market. But let's be honest, that's not paying anybody's paycheck.
Right.
So it's sad because I hate to say this. I mean, I love my San Diego, I love my peeps and everything, but it seems like in San Diego, if it's not sour, a lager, or hoppy, people aren't really interested. You go east or north, they're going to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, you're looking at stuff like, pale ales and American lagers and, the Plenty for All Pilsner. I'm like, I feel like that's where if I see one beer on tap somewhere, like at a grocery store or something, it's probably one of those. But then when you go into the tap room, I'm like, oh, now we're talking about like, 2 a.m. bike ride and some of these other, like malt forward or like more classic styles. So I feel like the fall on site is a little bit different than like the off-premise fall. But how has that gone?
We are doing our best. I'm sure that there's probably a few weeks where what sales we can squeak out of the market, out of distributors are helping the brewery. And then there's other weeks where we're having pretty good weeks at the brewery. We're all kind of like supporting each other back and forth, like everybody else, rolling with the punches, pivoting, doing what we can. But we're really grateful for our fans. We're really grateful for our community. I mean, people have been coming to the brewery. We've been making it comfortable as we can. A lot of social distancing, a lot of keeping people covered, and lots of sanitizer available. We've never really had door people in the past, and our bar staff is doing a great job of being stern but polite. I think is kind of like the de rigueur is like that's for the day now. I've been to some places where I've seen staff being a little rude, a little heavy-handed, and I don't blame them. But I think what we're trying to do is like, hey, we're here, we're your friend. If you're gonna get up to go to the bathroom, hey bud, just remember to put up on your mask, that kind of thing. But we've also had a really good partnership with our food trucks. I want to shout out to Corazon de Torta and Sushi Uno and what is it? Simply Fresh. It's one of the newer ones for us, kind of like a California delicatessen. One of the things that I think has been really great is that they've tweaked their menus to have $5 or sub $5 items so that it goes in line with the food coupon that you have to buy. When you come visit fall. It's a little bit different where some places will require you to have at least one main entree per table. I think we made it a little bit easier. We're like, hey, look, we're just going to tack on $5 to every person's tab, and then there's something at the truck you can get. Yeah. And I've seen some.
You're kind of breaking up on me. Uh-oh. You're frozen for me. I'm just going to wait and see what happens. Because I've got the white circle of death right now. And I think it's always going to be weird when I... Oh, wait. There we go. We came back. There we go. I was like, But, yeah, and you were just talking about how... It can be a little bit of a hurdle for people with having like, oh, you've got to spend $12, $15, $18 like per person to get a meal, and having something a little bit on the smaller side is helpful kind of for everybody.
Right. So I think our food trucks have been doing fairly well, and I mean we've been keeping ourselves floating. I know we're trying to do deals and things like we did cases of Plenty for All, we did cases of Crystal Mess for $30. We're doing like with our anniversary, we did like a shirt and a 6-pack for a really good price. we're trying to do price conscious things to make it worthwhile. On top of everything else, as you're noticing, our brewers are going like full guns blazing. We got new beers every week. I mean, we just came out with this intensified.
Yeah.
This is a 7% kettle sour with cranberry puree and dehydrated orange, just in time for Thanksgiving. Cranberry orange flavor profile. I like sour beer, but I don't search them out. Like when there's a good one, I'll drink some. I will kill this beer. I will drink lots of it, and you have to be careful too. It's super easy. So this is brand new. I think it got released just last week. Dark Room, one of our normal regular, 7.8% hazy IPA. We're not calling it a double because it's just like it's not what we do. It's an IPA with our friends at Dark Room Skateboards. Really cool artwork. I mean, we got you can always count on at least one West Coast and one hazy IPA per month from us, and then something else cool like a black lager or a fruited sour or an amber ale to kind of fill in the gaps. Like we're always our boys are busy right now.
Oh, hell yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, I would say, I hate to cut you off. We gotta hop on to the next one, but thank you so much for checking in with us, and everybody, be checking out the Fall Brewing Instagram. Like I said, they're just like churning out stuff week after week after week, and you always have great stuff coming out. So thank you so much for joining us, and I'm going to be coming to get that Schwartz beer because that is right up my alley. Oh, I think he's frozen again.
Awesome. We're open 2 to 9 p.m. every day for on-site drinking. Hope to see you there. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, man. All right. We're running a little late, but that's okay because we're going to bring on Eppig, and they are a wonderful peoples who, speaking of Schwartz beers, they know a little something about that. So, hey, what's up? Thanks for bearing with me for that minute.
Hey, no worries.
Sweet. Well, why don't you do a quick intro for those watching, and then we'll talk about Schwartz beers and lagers.
Oh, sure. Yeah, my name is Nathan Stevens. I am the head brewer at Eppig Brewing, where you have our brewery up in Vista, which I'm at every day, and then also our awesome waterfront beer garden down in Point Loma.
Well, and you guys are going to have a triumphant, if not temporary, return to North Park. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're getting super excited about that. We're thinking maybe within the next 2 weeks, hopefully, we'll get the ABC approval, and maybe you'll see us again. It's the old Waypoint Public spot on 30th and North Park, and it's a nice expanded outdoor patio, beer to go. All full compliance with the current county's color tier.
Which will be perfect because you've got that nice little corner, those big windows. That'll be easy for some open air handoffs, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, so what's the time? I mean, this is just more out of my personal curiosity. I mean, is that until they can get another long-term tenant in there? Like, what's your kind of vision for using that space and how long it'll?
Yeah, it's definitely more qualified as like a pop-up scenario because the owners are looking to sell it, but that whole process takes X number of months to do. So we've worked out a deal to occupy that space in the meantime. So it should be pretty cool. I think we'll be there all through the winter, to be honest.
That'll work. And luckily here in San Diego, our winters are pretty easy to deal with. So I'm sure people, and you're right by Dark Horse. And I'm like, it's always cold brew season. I can't remember the last time I ordered a hot coffee.
Yeah.
That'll be a convenient neighbor to have. But let's talk about the anniversary.
Sure.
You guys are celebrating.
It is our 4th anniversary this weekend. So we have a few things that we're doing. We're doing a kind of a split party where we're doing our party in Vista on this Saturday, and then another party on Sunday at Point Loma. So at Vista, it's 1 to 7:30, and we've got a couple new beers. We've got our 4th anniversary double IPA coming out. We're also going to be releasing a new West Coast Pale Ale, which is delicious. It's kind of that old school flavor. Lots of Centennial Cascade, a little Chinook in there. And then we also had a couple of new beers that just came out during Beer Week too that we're still going to have plenty on. We did a kettle sour with raspberries and a ton of lemon zest called Pink Lemonade. It pretty much tastes spot on. And then also kind of under the radar, we just released a 5.5% dry hop Pilsner called Hoppy Pills, and we rotate the hops through. This one is mosaic forward, and it's really, really good.
Well, thank goodness you got to the Pilsner. I was like, okay, he said double IPA, he said pale ale. I'm like, what are all these ales? Like,
we do it all.
Expecting. But so I think you guys are doing some like pint specials and stuff too. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's $5 pints, and that's with a donation to SD Food Bank. No physical donations; it's all cash donations this year. So with a little monetary donation, you qualify for the discount pint. So that's pretty cool. And then also, I should say, on Sunday, Point Loma's hours are 12 to 8 for the party. And it's beautiful and it's lovely outside, but it is getting colder, so bring a jacket.
Yeah. Is it something that you have to make a reservation for? You can just show up? Like, what's the capacity at both situations like?
Yeah, so it's kind of how Point Loma's been for the last couple months. Like, I recommend getting a reservation if you can, but we do have room for walk-ups too. It's all outside, of course. And it tends to be pretty busy even on a non-anniversary weekend. So if you want to make sure you got a spot for when you want it, definitely make that reservation. Vista's more of just a walk-up situation.
Got it. So, I mean, is there going to be, what kind of food options be available to be in compliance with all that?
Yep. You know, we're going to have food. I'm not exactly sure what we're having on Saturday in Vista, but we will be in full compliance as we always are. But there is on Sunday a really cool beer and food pairing. It's going to be a slow roasted short rib empanada where they marinated the meat in the 4th anniversary IPA. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about that one.
Heck yeah. Well, so you talked a bit about the special beers that you're doing for that, some of the newer releases, things like that. But I mean, Eppig is kind of known for lagers. You know, we talk about like the Zwickel beer, sports beer, all that kind of stuff. So talk to me about what your kind of, I don't know, production schedule is looking like for the rest of the year. Is it going to be kind of, half ales, half lagers, like the classic styles, new stuff? Is this the time for experimentation or traditional? What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, well, as we slid back again, it's totally been, more and more cans is the name of the game for the foreseeable future. So we're actually going to be releasing, I just put a new batch of Nightlife in the tank, which is our Nelson IPA.
Mm-hmm.
And then also just brewed and we'll be canning. I'm very excited about a beer called Comfy Chair, which is an oatmeal stout.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be out in a few weeks. The Hoppy Pills that we just brewed was all draft, but we're going to be putting that into cans probably late winter, early spring next year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we're probably going to make a run at putting that pink lemonade beer in a can too come springtime as well. So that's kind of fun.
Well, speaking of springtime, can we possibly expect an abbreviated but maybe Fruling Fest, maybe?
I hope so. Yeah, that was such a bummer. I mean, that was right when the shutdown was happening. So I'm sure we'll figure something out along those lines. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you 100% now, but we'll figure out a way to do something fun.
I mean, what looks great with the dirndl is a mask. Like,
yeah. Well, we pulled off an Oktoberfest once we had some time to plan for it. So Frühlingsfest, we should be good to go.
All right, sweet. Well, you mentioned an oatmeal stout. Have you guys ever done an oatmeal stout before?
Yeah, when we were at North Park, I brewed 20 barrels of it, and it went actually pretty fast at the tasting rooms, and it's delicious. So I'm excited to have it back.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I mean, obviously I love Eppig. I love oatmeal stouts. Like one of my absolute top 3 favorite beers is Velvet Merlin. So I'm just like, did I miss that? Like, I don't remember. But I can't remember it all. So that's good to me. Well, where can people, make reservations for either this weekend or just in general, keep up with everything Eppig?
Yeah, come to the website, eppigbrewing.com. That's going to be your place that shows you walks you through the reservation process. And we also do online shipping throughout the state of California. So you can put in your orders for that stuff too. And it'll walk you through, merch, what we have in cans. We can put a bunch of stuff in crowlers that we have on in the tasting room if you want to try one of those things too. So it's kind of the full run of the board. It can be in your hands, even if you live in NorCal. There
you go. Well, I really appreciate you checking in with us. Thanks for bearing with the late start, but good luck this weekend. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Good luck with North Park, and I'm sure we will be seeing you soon.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks.
Cheers. Thanks so much. All right, that was the folks over at Eppig, and that's it. That's it. We're done. We did it. We made it again. So just remember, next week we are taking a week off. I am so thankful. Let's all think about things we're thankful for, and that's my little plug for Thanksgiving. But if you would like to be on a future episode, if you are at a brewery or you have a beer-related business that you want to talk about, especially as the holidays are coming up and you've got some stuff to plug, please do reach out to us here. Or my Instagram handle is at @TheDelightedBite. Feel free to shoot me a message and we will get you set up for a future week. Or you can email info@sdbeer.com. The folks there are always super good and timely about getting their responses back. But we do this every Wednesday, except next Wednesday, from 4 to 4:55 p.m. Pacific time, obviously, because we're in California. So we'll be back at it December 2nd. Thank you so much for tuning in, all the great comments, everything like that. We always look forward to this great interaction that we have every week. But remember, Black Lives Matter, drink independent, local craft beer, and be cool to one another. See ya.